Hey, how are you? My name is Jeremy. I'm going to be reading from the book titled Wild at Heart by John Eldredge. I'm going to be on page 36. This is titled Little Boys and Little Girls. And this is our true Father, the stock from which the heart of man is drawn. Strong, courageous love. As George MacDonald wrote, "Thou art my life, I the brook, thou the spring. Because thine eyes are open I can see. Because thou art thyself, 'tis therefore I am thee." Diary of an Old Soul. I've noticed that so often our word to boys is don't. Don't climb on that, don't break anything, don't be so aggressive, don't be so noisy, don't be so messy, don't take such crazy risks. But God's design, which He placed in boys as the picture of Himself, is a resounding yes. Be fierce, be wild, be passionate. Now, none of this is to diminish the fact that a woman bears God's image as well. The masculine and feminine run throughout all creation. As Lewis says, gender is a reality and a more fundamental reality than sex, a fundamental polarity which divides all created beings. There is the sun, and then there are the moon and stars. There is the rugged mountain, and there is the field of wildflowers that grows upon it. A male lion is awesome to behold, but have you ever seen a lioness? There is also something wild in the heart of a woman, but it is feminine to the core. Even all of her daughters are also a stem of that victorious stock, but in a wonderfully different way. As a counselor and a friend, and especially as a husband, I've been honored to be welcomed into the deep heart of Eve. Often when I am with a woman, I find myself quietly wondering, what is she telling me about God? I know He wants to say something to the world through Eve. What is it? And after years of hearing the heart cry of women, I am convinced beyond a doubt of this. God wants to be loved. He wants to be a priority to someone. How could we have missed this? From cover to cover, from beginning to end, the cry of God's heart is, "Why won't you choose me?" It is amazing to me how humble, how vulnerable God is on this point. "You will find me," says the Lord, "when you seek me with all of your heart." Jeremiah 29:13. In other words, look for me, pursue me. I want you to pursue me. Amazing. As Tozer said, God waits to be wanted. And certainly we see that God wants not merely an adventure, but an adventure to share. He didn't have to make us, but He wanted to. Though He knows the name of every star and His kingdom spans galaxies, God delights in being a part of our lives. Do you know why He often doesn't answer prayer right away? Because He wants to talk to us. And sometimes that's the only way to get us to stay and talk to Him. His heart is for relationship, for shared adventure to the core. And yes, God has a beauty to unveil. There's a reason that a man is captivated by a woman. Eve is the crown of creation. If you follow the Genesis narrative carefully, you'll see that each new stage of creation is better than the one before. First, all is formless, empty, and dark. But God begins to fashion the raw materials like an artist working with a rough sketch or a lump of clay. Light and dark, land and sea, earth and sky. It's beginning to take shape. With a word, the whole floral kingdom adorns the earth. Sun, moon, and stars fill the sky. Surely and certainly, His work expresses greater detail and definition. Next come fish and fowl, porpoises and red-tailed hawks. The wild animals are next, all those amazing creatures. A trout is a wonderful creature, but a horse is truly magnificent. Can you hear the crescendo starting to swell, like a great symphony building and surging higher and higher? Then comes Adam, the triumph of God's handiwork. It is not to any member of the animal kingdom that God says, "You are my very image, the icon of my likeness." Adam bears the likeness of God in his fierce, wild, and passionate heart. And yet there is one more finishing touch. There is Eve. Creation comes to its high point, its climax with her. She is God's finishing touch. As Paul later writes, man is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of man. 1 Corinthians 11:7. And all Adam can say is, wow. Eve embodies the beauty and the mystery and the tender vulnerability of God. As the poet William Blake said, the naked woman's body is a portion of eternity too great for the eye of man. The reason a woman wants a beauty to unveil, the reason she asks, "Do you delight in me?" is simply that God does as well. God is captivating beauty. As David prays, "One thing I ask of the Lord, this is what I seek, that I may gaze upon the beauty of the Lord." Psalm 27:4. Can there be any doubt that God wants to be worshipped, that he wants to be seen, and for us to be captivated by what we see? As C.S. Lewis wrote, "The beauty of the female is the root of joy to the female as well as to the male, to desire the enjoying of her own beauty in the obedience of Eve, and to both it is the lover that the beloved taste of her own delightfulness." This is far too simple an outline, I admit. There is so much more to say, and these are not hard and rigid categories. A man needs to be tender at times, and a woman will sometimes need to be fierce. But if a man is only tender, we know something is deeply wrong. And if a woman is only fierce, we sense she is not what she was meant to be. If you look at the essence of little boys and little girls, I think you'll find I am not far from my mark. Strength and beauty, as the psalmist says. One thing God has spoken, two things have I heard, that you, O God, are strong, and that you, O Lord, are loving. Psalm 62:11 through 12. Alright, so that is page 37? Nope, page 36 through 39, titled Little Boys and Little Girls. See ya!